Hello everybody, welcome to Magic Kingdom. We are here today to take a look at all of the amazing construction progress that's happening for Disney's Piston Peak, the brand new Cars area coming to this park, and we're going to check out Villains Land. So many amazing changes coming to this park, I cannot wait to check them out. Here we go, Magic Kingdom, man, it's a hot one today. Woo! It is a burner. It just rained right before we got here, so the amount of steamy, hot heat that is hitting me right now is diabolical. But we're gonna walk on over to all the construction progress area going over here, Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island, and see what's going on. I think they've made a ton of progress since the last update that I did. They made a ton in the previous update, but I think they've done so much now. And hopefully the rain holds off and it doesn't rain. It looks pretty good right now, so we might actually get this done. Now, I recently did a layout of this new area that's coming to the park where I kind of go through all the different details and areas, and I want to kind of sync those up with what we're seeing today in the park directly. This is all based on the concept art and what I'm seeing happening directly here with the construction. There really is just something about seeing it in person at ground level that makes it all feel real. And I feel like it's a little bit easier to kind of visualize. So I always like to come here to the park and look at the construction directly with my own eyes, get a little bit of footage of it, show it to all of you. I always like to start out right here on the way into Liberty Square because I feel like this is where, I don't know, one of the biggest changes I feel like is going to take place here. This, what you see right now, with all the Liberty Square buildings, kind of these like colonial homes and structures, and then straight ahead you see this like, basically it's the old dock for the ferry boat that used to be there. And then right behind that you can see Thunder Mountain a little bit. I feel like once Cars Land is in place, once the Cars area, a lot of that is going to be trees and mountains right there, especially over towards that direction. You're not really going to see this like open space quite as much. I think it's going to be a big change, and the main entrance to the Cars area will be right over here. I can already see a structure being built right there, peeking over that fence. We'll get another look at that in a second. I want to come over here first because this is where the main entrance to the Cars area will be. This literally will be the main entrance. So the main entry point for the entire land will be right over here. So this space directly to the right of those docks where this wall is, all of this right here will be kind of the beginnings of the main entrance. It's going to come around this corner as well. So basically where the old keelboat docks that are no longer used, they were used for the Haunted Mansion queue, extended queue for a bit. But this area right here is the new Cars area entrance, which is going to be interesting to see because coming from over here, you're going to, if you're coming down this little hill by Columbia Harbor House here, I'm going to turn around and you're going to see, boom, right here, main entrance into Cars. So the main entrance is going to come right here and it's going to hook around and go over to the right along the left side of the entrance to Haunted Mansion. So this kind of diagonal shot right through here. And I think there's going to be like a bunch of trees right here separating Haunted Mansion from the Cars area. Kind of like a strip, if you will, of trees that goes right there to the left of it. You can see Haunted Mansion's got a lot of rework that's happening. It's being refurbed, but they're also doing a lot of work on the back side over there because you can now see that side of the mansion from Big Thunder Mountain and where Piston Peak will be, which you've never been able to see before because it was covered by trees. So they got to fix that because they didn't do any theming on that side of the building. So that's with a lot of the work that's happening right now. 15 minutes for Haunted Mansion, I should write it. So it remains to be seen how the sound will be in this area once that's open up. If it's going to, I don't know, be super loud or not. Because, if you go over by Tomorrowland where the Tomorrowland Speedway is, it's loud. It sounds like cars that are very loud. I mean, they're gas-powered. Although they're switching them over to electric, I think. And actually, I think they're going to get rid of it entirely at some point soon. But right now, it's very loud. So when you got cars and things blowing by here, and then you have like a smaller attraction for the kids, which I'll talk about in a minute, I don't know how the sound is going to be right here. But there is going to be water that separates this area right here. So there'll be a strip of water right to my right here. And then there will be some trees on the other side of that. And then you'll see the land. So there will be a little bit of buffer space that I think will help. So if you check this out, right over here by the docks, just peeking over this wall right here, boom, check it out. A little bit of concrete structure work there. The beginnings of, I think, the where the water and I don't know, the mountainous type structure will begin. Something's going to be going in there. Be interesting to see how that comes to play, but we're going to get a really good look at it on the other side. That's all I'm going to show you. You're already starting to see stuff even on this side of the wall. Now you can see this whole area is now walled off. You used to be able to walk on the wooden walkway on the other side of that this wall. And I'll show you some footage of that, what I'm talking about. You used to be able to walk there even once the construction started, but now the construction is now bleeding all the way over into Liberty Square, so far out that you can no longer walk on the other side of this. But we can still go over here once we get to this spot. We can hop on in and see. You can see where they have a doorway now that's blocking the main walkway. But as far as I know, I don't know if they're getting rid of this walkway right here or not. I don't know. I don't think we are. I think they're keeping it, but I'm not sure. They might be redoing something with it and getting rid of it, but this walkway is definitely staying. This ain't going anywhere. This is on the map. You can see it in the concept art. Both versions of the concept art, this walkway is here. So I don't think this is going anywhere. And the water will still be here. This will be where the water starts. And then there'll be some trees on the other side of the river. Some mountains and stuff. That's where Cars Land will start. So it'll be a little bit of a buffer for the noise. And it might look pretty cool, to be honest. Like I'm starting to come along. We'll see. First version of the concept art I was not 100% in love with. It didn't feel like it fit in this area very well, but second concept art really brought it home for me. Made a lot of improvements, so we'll see if it comes to life that way. Yeah, I don't know, it's still like a bunch of stuff, but my expectation is this right here, this whole corner. We're about to round the corner to Big Thunder there. I think this will all be water. I think they're going to keep this. Okay, wow, do we have a lot to talk about. Wow, the construction progress is even more than I thought it was going to be. It's insane. We can now definitively see the layout of the land, where the entrances are going to be, where the river is going to be, where the mountains are going to be. This is phenomenal. So based on what I'm seeing, these large like concrete barrier structures are going to become basically the foundations for those like mountainous structures that are going to essentially ring the outside of the actual island, of the land itself. It's sort of like an island. So if you look at it, you can see in the center area, this is where the main attraction and the kids area and all the walkways and everything are going to be. It's kind of like a flatter dirt area. But all along the outside, sort of like 2/3 in like a ring formation, you can see this like concrete walls that are up. I guess concrete. Looks like concrete to me. It could be something else, but I think it's concrete. And essentially on the other side, on the outside of those walls, facing like Frontierland, facing Splash Mountain or Tiana's Bayou, that's where the water is going to be. So those walls are basically the barrier for the water. The water is basically going to brush right up against those concrete walls. Those walls, I'm expecting, are going to be themed appropriately to look like mountainous, cavernous rock formations instead of just a vertical concrete wall. But it looks to me like that's going to be, that wall is basically the outline for where the waterway is going to go all around the outside. And you can see it starts right over by Thunder Mountain, goes all the way around, all the way to that ferry boat dock that we were just talking about when we first got here, which is where it will end. And then essentially the other third of that land will not have water in it. It will be connected directly to the Haunted Mansion area and to Big Thunder Mountain. So where you can see all these like blue, purple little poles sticking out of the ground, then you see these like black sort of like circular structures sticking out of the ground. That area right there is going to be the walkway that takes you between Big Thunder Mountain and the Haunted Mansion, which is nice that we're going to actually have a walkway there, so you don't have to walk all the way back around through Frontierland. But that's what I'm seeing happening, and then that will then in turn, of course, become the entrance to the Villains Land area. Now from this angle, as I mentioned earlier, you can see the backside of the Haunted Mansion. You can even see the unthemed, essentially the show building peeking out from behind those trees there, which, you know, Walt Disney would be like, no, we can't have that. And even Disney today, I think, is like, no, we can't have that. So they're working to fix it, which is nice. But that's why that construction is happening over there. That's why they're doing that, all that exterior retheming. But you can definitely see it from over here. Now it's interesting to see they put that wall up there between Big Thunder Mountain. People were saying it was so that you can't see over into Villains Land and see the construction. And from the very first moment I said, I don't think that's what that wall's for. I think that wall's for something else, whether it's a permanent wall, or it's going to denote where a permanent wall will be, or it has something to do with safety, or whatever the reasons are. I don't think it's because you can't see, because you can see pretty clearly from Big Thunder Mountain. That wall would have to be much higher to block any sort of view over into the Villains and Piston Peak area. So you see where that concrete ends over there at Liberty Square, and you see that gap between the concrete, those concrete walls. That's that entrance that I was talking about that will lead from Liberty Square there into Cars area. Now let's talk about the center area. Now that we know really where, you can kind of like see like the demarcations of where the attractions are going to be, and all around this sort of exterior side over here by where these taller walls are by Tiana's Bayou and Big Thunder Mountain. That's kind of going to be the backside of the off-road rally race attraction, where you're going to be kind of loading, unloading, and you're going to be driving around in your vehicle. And that attraction, I'll throw up the map here and sort of like the speculated layout that I created. You can see why those tall walls are over there on that side by Frontierland, because that's where that mountain is going to kind of go up really high up into the air. And the vehicle, that part of the off-road rally race looks like it's going to go up into this like mountainous terrain, then come down into these sort of like mud flats areas. And then those hot springs areas are going to be over there by where Big Thunder Mountain is. So you can kind of see again that like high concrete wall denoting kind of where like the mountains are going to be starting to form. I think they'll be much higher than that concrete wall. You're going to go up much higher than that, but you can kind of see like where the attraction is going to be. And then in the center, the very center of this entire plot of land right here is basically going to be where the kids attraction is, which we've already speculated on what it's going to be. Probably something similar to one of the two attractions that's in Disney's California Adventure in the Cars area there. Based on the concept art, it looks to me like it's going to be one of those two attractions or something similar to that. I don't think it's going to be a race. I think it's just going to be some sort of like, you know, little vehicle or something that you get in, almost like bumper cars, if you will, but you're not really bumping into people. You're just kind of spinning around, driving around a little bit. So yeah, it looks like it is shaping up fast. This really is the Disney that I've been looking for a few years now. I mean, I'm looking for the Disney of old. The progress on this land is happening super fast. They're doing stuff, and you can even see Villains Land back there. There's lots of area that's been cleared, lots of pipes and things that are back there, which I think that's all specifically for Cars area, but you can see that land back there has been completely flattened and completely cleared in preparation so they can get construction vehicles in easier and start building Piston Peak even more, but also to start preparing for the Villains Land back there. So, man, it's happening quick. It's happening real fast, and I'm super excited about it. That's all I've got. Just wanted to give a quick construction update and let you see all the progress that's happening, because I'm seeing it and I'm just like floored. I mean, all sorts of great things are happening at Universal. You know, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift over there at Universal Studios is going up quick. I'm glad to see that Cars area is also going up quick. This is getting exciting. I'm really pumped about it. So we'll take a few more trips out to some of the other areas like Monsters, Inc. and the Tropical Americas. There's a lot of construction happening there too. So I hope you're as excited as I am about all these new things coming to Walt Disney World. Man, it's been a while and it's about time. I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. I hope you are. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this. And thanks so much for watching. Until I see you next time, the Noble Way is the easy way. Bye-bye, everybody.